Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the regular board meeting for the Bedford Township Board of Zoning Appeals for August 4th. Let's introduce our members, starting to my left.
Joe Gore, Township Trustee Representative.
Bob Potter, member at large.
Matt Mahoney, Planning Commission.
Jennifer Barth, alternate.
Dennis Kohler, building official.
Marty Camprath, legal counsel.
Jody Rector, planning and zoning.
Thank you, everyone. Let's rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All righty, thank you. Jody, would you like to take care of the roll call, please?
Didn't we just do that?
Or did,
Oh, introduction.
Kind of did, but
Yeah.
Yes. Miss Miss Barth. Jennifer Barth, alternate. Mr. Mahoney.
Here.
Mr. Gore.
Here.
Miss McCormick is excused. Mr. Potter.
here. Okay, so we're one member short. We have an agenda before us. Like a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
Support.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, approval of the minutes of last meeting. That would be July 7th. Has everybody had a chance to look at it, I hope?
I move we accept the minutes from July 7, 2025.
Support.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so the minutes are accepted and approved. The next item is new business. Need a motion to open the public hearing for the first appeal.
I'll make a motion that we open the public hearing for, excuse me if I get the name wrong, Megan Baldoff and Justin Jacobs of 4210 Samaria Road, Temperance, Michigan.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the public hearing is open.
I'm going to let Mr. Camprath speak to the applicants first because they were informed we would have a full board because we were going to be a member short because they will be given the option to defer to the next meeting.
So he gets the heat.
So just for your information as an applicant, the Michigan Zoning Enabling Act requires any variance to be approved by a majority of the board. The board comprises of 5 members, so a majority would be 3 affirmative votes to approve your variance. There's only 4 present, so that would be a 3-to-1 vote or a 4-to-0 vote. And then you have the option to defer to another meeting if you wish.
Next meeting date would be September 8th. Due to the holiday, it's the second Monday in September. If you'd like to go to the hallway to discuss, we'll give you a few. Yeah. If there's any public that's here to speak on this, we will still hear public comment due to the fact that the public hearing was scheduled for tonight.
This really applies to both the variance requests.
Correct. Mm-hmm. If you're going to come, can he ask a question now to you?
How many members are just usually?
5. We're down 1 member.
We're going to
Proceed? Okay. All right.
Good.
And just to see if there's, I'll read the analysis first.
Please.
Okay. Again, the applicant is Megan Baldoff and Justin Jacobs, 4210 Samaria Road. Authorized agent is Brad Helm, 1860 Apple Creek. Parcel number 5802-006-03500 on 10 acres, agriculturally zoned. The applicant is requesting to split a 10-acre parcel into 2 parcels having 410 feet of road frontage. The proposed layout shows parcel A to maintain the existing home with 2 accessory barns and a chicken coop having 310 feet of road frontage and 2.3 acres, and the resulting parcel B will maintain the remaining 100 feet of road frontage and 7.7 acres. Per section 41800 Schedule of Regulations, in an agricultural zoning district, a minimum of 330 feet of frontage and 5 acres is required for each parcel. Therefore, the following variances are required. For parcel A, I'm sorry, I'm going to go scroll down so the public can see. For parcel A, a 20-foot frontage variance and a 2.7 acre area variance. Parcel B, a 230-foot frontage variance. The master plan designates this area as agricultural preservation with the intent to preserve prime farmland for agricultural production located within the north and northeast portions of the township. The applicant and authorized representative have indicated in the submitted letter the proposed layout is to provide the usage of the existing culvert and driveway that currently crosses the ditch to the back part of the property, and that the proposed resulting parcels are comparable to the surrounding lots within the area. It should be noted, once a determination is made, any motion to grant the variance should include that the land division application shall be submitted, reviewed, and approved through the assessing department, and that the request will be required a submittal and determination from the township board for the depth to width ratio. At this time, no letters or calls of objection have been received, and should the variance request be granted, the variances are a 20-foot frontage variance and 2.7 acre area variance for parcel A, and a 230-foot frontage variance for parcel B.
Okay.
I would see if there's any public comment, and if not, we could close the public hearing.
Is there any public comment on this? Okay,
I move to close the public hearing.
well, I was just going to ask, does the applicant have anything further, more than what Jody offered?
They get to do that after we close.
I can come up and speak right when we're discussing or
Okay,
Close the public hearing, right?
first? Okay. All right, thank you, Pat.
Support.
So you moved?
Support.
Support, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Would the applicant care to approach the bench? Podium?
Brad Helm, 1860 Apple Creek Drive, Temperance, Michigan. What we're trying to do here, they have a 10-acre piece that has an existing home and some barns. We're trying to create a property in the back to build a new home. As we look at the area, there's plenty of spots. We're being conducive to the area. There's a lot of these properties behind it on the left and right side of it that are under our frontage, under the 5 acres. There's only, I believe, 3 parcels that show more than 330 of frontage on this. There's a couple 1-acre lots. So what we're asking is kind of conducive for the area. We're trying to keep the existing house from the barns and go around it, use the existing crossing of the ditch. Due to, the home shortage in Bedford, and we're also, the farmland that it is currently being farmed, but the farmer has notified them that it's just not worth doing 6 acres anymore. That it's just driving all his equipment down, getting it across and getting it back. So this point on, it's going to be, upgrown or unused just because it's behind the ditch, unless, we are able to split this property and build the home in there. So it looks like the general area, and across the street is Ag 2, the new zoning district, and there's quite a few of that right across the street from here.
So, Brad, I got a couple questions for you, real quick. First, and you touched on it a little bit, I'm assuming the property owners, it's agricultural, but it's not being used for agriculture. Nor will it be.
The current back 6 acres is planted as of
Correct.
now,
But
after this year it is not, just because it's just landlocked and,
right, and again, it's 6 acres.
right.
Okay,
It's not
so
worth farming 6 acres in this day and time.
nobody's going to farm that. The homeowners are not going to farm it or anything like that. Okay, and looking at a practical difficulty, we got a ditch running right through the main part of the property, and where is the driveway going to go to get to that back 7.7 acres?
It's on the east side where we left 100 feet to go back to there.
Almost like where there's this little
Correct.
two-track going back?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
So we left the proper setbacks to create the new parcel, if allowed, for the existing house and barns.
Okay.
And we're just giving it enough buffer for them to get back. They're going to have to, obviously drive by this house to get back to the back area where they're hoping to build a new single-family home.
Okay. So they're currently living in the current house on the 10 acres.
Correct.
They're going to split it, and they're going to build behind on the 7.7 acres.
Correct.
Okay, and then probably either rent or sell the other house.
Correct.
And just trying to get some practical.
The variance is not going to impact our area that we're asking due to how the homes are situated and the property is divided up already.
Is there really much even agricultural going on in that whole area out there? A little here, a little there, probably. Not a lot.
The lots on either side.
Yeah.
Looks like a pretty
But it's
good.
landlocked in, right?
Correct.
How does somebody get a big tractor back there with the woods right there just to farm that 6 acres anyway?
There is a drive culvert on the west side of the property that if this variance is granted, we are going to use to access the backland for the existing home. Or access for the new home.
Yes, Pat.
Is there a plan, if this is approved, to keep a buffer between the front property and the rear property? Because right now, it's trees and brush along that ditch. Are you planning on keeping that?
Yes,
So you wouldn't be able to see the house from the road?
correct.
So they
Yeah,
can see it?
they're just going to keep that the existing. We are going to create the proper drainage with building the driveway. We will be putting a culvert or two in underneath the new driveway so we're not stopping the water flow to go to the back to the existing ditch.
How active is that ditch? Does it fill up when it rains?
When you were over yesterday, it was completely dry. So
Oh, Justin, can you come up here, please? And state your name.
and address for the record. Justin Jacobs, 4210 Samaria Road, Temperance, Michigan. The ditch is active and draining so if you look into it, the farm field, you can actually kind of see a faded area up into the farm field where that ditch connects to the ditch that runs east to west. It's a drainage ditch for that entire back half of it. So it is active. It is currently empty right now. So with the amount of rain we've gotten over the year, it is currently dry.
Yeah, anytime I've been out to the property, I've not seen water in it, but I'm sure in the spring it does drain areas of property for sure.
I've always had a concern about the future of farming and how young people just aren't anxious to get into it. And it's a revelation that this guy doesn't want to keep farming that property, and that's an important thing, I think, to take into consideration. It's just going to get overgrown and nothing's going to happen there unless you develop it.
Correct.
Seems like the problem is there's no other farmland short of going through two properties to the left, to the west, I guess, or several properties to the east before you get to any farmland that may still be farmed.
Like they said,
Like Brad was saying, it's kind of landlocked, and once you split the property, the farmer that's been interested in it before, there's no longer enough land to make the trip.
Correct.
there's no profit in 6 acres. I'm not a farmer. I don't portray to be one, but
I run 6 acres, and there's some profit in that. Vegetables, not grain. But it's, you're right, as far as most farm operations.
I personally think one of the practical difficulties is the fact that it's agricultural when it's not going to be used for agricultural. If nobody's going to farm it and we don't do anything with it, it's just going to become overgrown and, be good hunting probably eventually.
The farmer does us a favor, actually, by taking care of it. He doesn't benefit from it. He tells me it's literally a break even because he came to us with an agreement before from the previous homeowners who had been there for a very long time. They were both local. Husband passed away. The wife is actually in a care center in Lambertville. He came to us and said, "Hey, I had this previous agreement to take care of the property. It's literally, I was doing them a favor. It was a break even. I benefited nothing. The access to it was not great, as you can see. So it was more or less, hey, do you have the means to take care of this? No. I have a 0 turn. I mow the front. I mow 4.5 acres. I don't have a tractor to take care of it. So if he didn't do it, then I think Bob said it would be literally overgrown because we don't have the means to take care of it. So by going back there, we have the means to take care of that if we were living back there."
So if you develop that as a home site, it'll be mowed grass.
Correct. Yeah.
Pretty much instead of any kind of farm activity, maybe. Okay. Just like your next door neighbor, looks like they've got a heck of a, to the left on that picture.
I've helped mow that property, yes.
You got a big lawn.
Yes, I've helped mow that property more than once. It's massive.
I don't know.
Have you ever thought of asking that farmer if you can purchase the remaining of the land from him?
He does not own any, so the farmer that farms it is actually a family that lives several properties down east of us.
Okay.
They have been around there for a very, very long time. I think at one time they actually used to own the entire road 100 years ago. So he's kind of they've sold everything off. So it was just kind of a known thing that family had been around for a long periods of time. So there is nothing that we can purchase as far as like the woods next to us. I'm not sure. We know everybody east and west of us. We don't know nobody on School Road behind us. We do know one person that's not connected to us. So, but as far as east and west of us, everybody we've talked to, we've said, good deal, please stay around. We don't want you guys to move. So that's why we're doing this.
When we're ready, I can probably take a crack at a motion.
Yeah, I mean, there's 310, I don't know, this might be just breaking straws or something, but 310 feet of frontage on the smaller parcel. We could ask for another 20 feet of frontage and make at least one of the requirements. The frontage requirement for that parcel, but still the acreage part of it would still be smaller than 5.
We'll need variances for the setbacks for the barn and the 2 barns.
But I don't know what good that would do, really. And there's so many other parcels on either side of it that are split up pretty much the same way or smaller pieces. So I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's all right.
The reason why you can't close that distance, because of the barns and the setbacks required for the barns, or?
We were trying to just give us the most frontage to get close to that 330 for this side of the road, even though across the street's 165.
Okay.
I was trying to get there. Could we get to the 330? Yes.
I'm talking slide the 100 over by, 20, 30 feet, and I guess it
Oh,
would.
you're going the other way,
I'm
okay.
at 330 and 80. Is that what you're thinking?
No, like 280 and 130 or something like that.
I mean, I would love to do that, be able to give them more width for access, to give them landscaping going down the drive and things, but I was trying to look at to be the least amount impactive to
Okay.
frontage of the one parcel.
Yeah, you couldn't make the lot A, you wouldn't want to make that any deeper because then you'd lose the access across the creek.
Correct.
Ditch.
And doing the driveway access on the left side, on the west side,
Yeah.
what's the reason you don't want to go on the west side lining up with the culvert?
I was worried about setbacks on this side. What do we have, 100,
But if you went down to
109?
the chicken coop location
That could,
would be the only thing that, because it's higher ground, when you look at the road going to a driveway, it kind of lines up on the west side. Because the east side really goes down low.
So
is.
it does drop down a little bit. The problem with the whole, I guess if you're looking at the picture, the right side of the property, that's all tree lined, and then also there is about an acre and a half of woods, and that drives straight through that acre of woods where we already have a tile installed on the one side. So where the trees are, there is nothing there. Where the ditch goes across on the left side of the property, right where that is, there is a tile installed to go across to the back half of the, because you can literally drive across. I've taken
But why
off-road
wouldn't
vehicles back there.
you keep coming
Oh, I see,
forward
on
with
the
your
left side.
driveway? Straightforward. And do
What would
do an 80-foot lot, there, you still give your 15-foot side yard setback on your house. I don't know, your septic and well, I don't know your location of your septic.
That's all empty over there. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
I've actually cleared a lot of stuff that looks fairly updated. There's only the 2 trees in the front, and there's 1 bush in the front, but that's lined up pretty close to the house. So, yeah, I mean, it is fairly open there, but like Brad said, he was shooting for more of the front, the qualified frontage.
Right.
So, I mean, that would be narrow, where that would probably even be less than the 100. It might be 60.
Just when I drove out
Yeah.
there, it just kind of made sense.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
like if that's where the culvert is, and your driveway should be not really much of an impact to anybody that lives in that house.
No.
I did notice all your buildings, your house and barns are all in great shape. To tear those down to build a new house in the back would be kind of a hardship to tear down buildings that are in good shape. So, but putting a big old driveway around the edge.
I mean, we would be
it
up
seemed-
for putting it on the west side. Don't let me speak. Just give us, 80 feet on that west side and go straight back, and then we would create
20-foot
the property lines, the middle of the ditch, like I've done on other properties when I've split stuff. And then leave that all part of.
You might appreciate that.
So then you'd
Straight line.
So straight line back to the ditch and use the ditch as the
Yes.
property
Which
line.
that neighbor on that side also has a privacy fence up about halfway down on his property. He's the one that's surrounded by us. He's landlocked by us. He actually has a 7-foot privacy fence down that side, so it wouldn't actually impact him at all. It's not like they'd be seeing cars going. It's behind the house anyway, but it would impact him seeing cars going back there. So, yes, that wouldn't impact anything. And which also when we sold the property, would give them that nice
Would know.
open side, which that's one of my favorite sides of our yard currently, is that whole right side of our yard.
Yeah.
So you folks are talking about instead of here,
Yeah.
over here?
Do an 80-foot lot straight.
I'm going to let Mr. Camprath speak on that because you'd be changing the variance request and it would be increasing the request that was published. And I'm not sure we can do that.
Okay.
Right, since there was published in the newspaper a diagram and what you're requesting to all the people and your neighbors within 300 feet, and it was published in the newspaper, and for you to proceed with something different than what was published and why the people did or did not decide to come to the public hearing, we would have to start over. And I don't think that you can change it tonight. because you'd be asking for a different variance. You'd be asking for an 80-foot allowance, so that's a bigger variance than that. Yes, the frontage on the big parcel would be conforming. It'd be 330 or 340, whatever 330, I guess. But that's a problem going forward with a different plan than what we set forth here.
West.
Are you folks okay with the driveway coming up the east side and then going across the back? And then, I mean, you must have been okay because that's what the original.
We were okay with the initial plan, yes. I mean,
We were just we thought that was the best scenario. We did think about the driveway on the west, but we could only get 80 feet or so, so that's why we decided to do it this way.
and then we're closer to the house, which we were trying to leave whoever was living there to get away from seeing a passing car, because then essentially we are closer to that house. So as far as,
That would be my thought, as long as it stayed on the east side where you want to put it currently, you're further away from the house. If you put it on the west side, cars coming in and out are just going to be right in the front room of the existing home.
we have that with our neighbors across the street. If they back into their driveway, it lights up our entire front room, which
Yeah.
our neighbors are fine. But yes, so that would essentially be the problem also to another neighbor.
Oh.
So we'd like to just proceed with as presented.
Yeah. Yeah, I can. If everybody's ready, I don't want to rush anybody.
Any other questions from board members?
No.
Mr. Chair?
Sorry, yes.
I might just indicate that if this gets approved, appropriate condition would be a land division process and approval with the Township Assessor's Office. And also, they would have to, no doubt, get a variance of the depth-to-width ratio requirement, 6-to-1 depth-to-width ratio from the Township Board. So that would be another condition. If they can't get that approval, then they can't process the land division, and then they can't divide the property.
Okay, thank you.
And just for the record, Mr. Helm was advised of all of that as well, so the applicant has been aware of that.
Okay, great.
All right, so I'll go ahead and make the motion that we approve the variance request by Megan Baldoff and Justin Jacobs, 4210 Samaria Road, Temperance, Michigan, 48182, property number 5802-006-035-00, on a plus or minus 20-foot frontage variance and a plus or minus 2.7 acre variance parcel A, and a plus or minus 230-foot frontage variance for parcel B to create two parcels in an AG agricultural zoning district per land division approval, and a variance for a depth to width ratio from the Township Board. I'm going to cite practical difficulties as first and foremost, as I said, it's in an agricultural zone, and this property will no longer really be used for agriculture, as we've just heard. The fact that the applicant did come before us and said he can't take care of the entire property, but he would be able to take care of the back half. And those are my practical difficulties that I came up with.
Support?
Okay, we have a motion and a support, and we should, as Marty indicated, we should indicate that any motion to grant the variance has to include the land division application, be submitted, reviewed, and approved through the assessing department, and that request would require submittal and determination from the Township Board for the depth to width ratio.
I believe
Is that
Mr. Gore added that in there.
Is that you had,
I added that in, but yes.
oh, you did?
Yep.
The original,
Oh.
yes. He said land division and the township board for the depth-to-width ratio.
And I'm right next to him. Sorry, apologize. Okay. So we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? We're ready to vote then.
Mr. Gore,
Aye.
Mr. Mahoney,
Aye.
Ms. Barth,
Aye.
Mr. Potter.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies.
Good night.
Thank you.
Okay. The next item on our agenda is I'd like someone make a motion to open the public hearing regarding the appeal of JB Secor LLC for a property on Secor near Stearns Road.
I'll go ahead and make that motion to open the public hearing for JB Secor LLC.
Support?
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Public hearing open. Jody, would you
Do we
like?
need the applicants to make a determination if they would to proceed forward with four
I
members?
thought we already, okay. You'll move forward? Good, okay. All righty. Thank you.
Again, the applicant is JB Secor, 6534 Pembridge Hill, West Bloomfield, Michigan, 48322. Applicant representative is Jason Jindo, 7698 Watford Drive, West Bloomfield, Michigan, 48322. Property address is 7358 Secor Road in Lambertville, Michigan, the old vacant Rite Aid building. Property number 5802-032-05530 on plus or minus 1.4 acres, C3 general commercial. Some history: the subject site is located at 7358 Secor Road, Lambertville, and is recently vacated location for the Rite Aid. Site plan approval was submitted and granted for Arbor Drugs, original pharmacy development, on March 5th, 1997, where it notated 55 parking spaces were provided. The request: the applicant is located, the vacant building is located on the east side of Secor Road, south of Stearns Road, otherwise known as 7358 Secor Road. Previously the location of Rite Aid. The applicant is requesting a variance from the required parking due to the usable floor space and size of the structure. At this time, the applicant is working on a site plan and will be required to go through special approval for the requested change of use from retail sales to a convenience store and a gas station use. The applicant has submitted a letter dated July 14, 2025, stating the limitations of the existing lot and the building's footprint is not feasible to add the additional parking without major reconstruction or encroaching on surrounding properties, which are not available for expansion. The applicant also noted the hardship is directly tied to the physical constraints of the existing site and structure, and that the building and lot were not originally designed for this use in mind. The applicant states, should the variance be granted, it will allow for productive reuse of an existing building, improve the commercial viability of the corridor, and serve the community's needs without creating undue congestion or safety issues. Per section 41904C12 off-street parking requirements, a total of 92 parking spaces is required, where 32 spaces are shown on the preliminary submitted plot plan. As noted above, this project will be required site plan and special approval, where a site plan submittal will be required and reviewed on the approval for the change of use to Bedford Township's Planning Department, the Manikin-Smith Group, Bedford Township Fire Department, Monroe County Drain Commission, and the Monroe County Road Commission. A public hearing is also required for the special approval for the requested gas station use. Should the variance request be granted, the variances required are a variance of 60 parking spaces. At this time, no letters or calls of objection have been received. Please note, this is the first step of the process for the applicant to continue to move forward with the process of development through the site plan approval process to include special approval. As the proposed change in use, the site must be in compliance with the requirements of today for the proposed use.
Thank you. Is there anybody, let's see, anybody, any member of the public have comments on this? I'm looking at you two. I'm not sure. I think these two are involved in the application. Okay, all righty. So let's close the public hearing, and then we'll ask the applicant to come up.
Motion to close the hearing.
Okay.
Support?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Would the applicant like to approach the podium? State your name and address for the record.
Good evening. My name's Jason Jindo. My address is 7698 Watford Drive, West Bloomfield, Michigan.
Okay, thank you. Do you have any comments in addition to what Jody told us?
No, I did take the liberty of driving through Bedford today just to see what other gas stations, how many parking spots they have. And my count was, I went to Kroger, it's 0. I went to BP, it's 9. And then I went to Sunoco, I made sure to text it to myself, 5. So I think we have 32 parking spots there. I even took the liberty today to take a look at a few Sheetz stations on Google Maps, and they have an average of about 20. So I don't anticipate that we'll be busier than a Sheetz, unfortunately. But, you know, I think that the 32 spots will be more than sufficient. And we've also, I just secured, that's why I brought this, we just secured an easement with Tractor Supply as well to be able to use their drive and also be able to pull in and out of their property as well. So we just registered this on Friday, which was hard to get. It took me 3 months to get because they're out of California and they just do 1031 exchanges, and they were difficult to deal with, put it the least.
That was going to be one of my questions, is your proposed layout.
I'm sorry?
That was going to be one of my questions. Your proposed layout is contingent on.
Yeah, securing, and those easements were a big part of it as far as like
Tractor Supply
congestion, yeah, for sure. So we wanted, you know, that was our main goal right now, and that's why we really haven't pushed too hard yet. We were trying to see if we could secure those easements, which thank God we did on Friday. And we just registered them with Monroe County.
What happened to the retention pond?
So the retention pond will be dug up. I'm not sure exactly how it works. It's above my pay grade, but it's an underground structure for the retaining pond.
So it'll still be there.
It'll still be there. But it'll be underground, exactly. And we're working with Monroe County Drain Commission on that right now.
Yes.
Oh, no, scratching. I have a question when you're done.
I'm done. Thank you.
So I got out there and I talked to a lot of people. And when I was at the fair, a lot of Bedford residents come up and they're pretty excited about this when I talked to them about it. I just had a couple questions. Is it going to be a 24-hour facility? Because actually I did have some people were excited about having a 24-hour option. I said, I don't know, that's their part of their business, so I just thought I would ask that.
It will most likely be 24 hours. We haven't really gotten into all that yet, but if we are to close, it would be closed late, and you have to open at 5 in the morning, so there wouldn't be
a big gap.
Yeah, that you're closed. Yeah, it might be actually beneficial to have people at night that are cleaning, restocking, prepping for the next day.
It was nice when we had Buddies on that corner where Tropical Smoothie is, and that was open 24 hours. So
yeah, in Lambertville, I mean, there's only one gas station.
Well, in all of Bedford Township, we have 3 gas stations.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I did have people that were excited about, and again, and I know some of your other properties, even my wife said, oh, maybe they'll make it look like their property over on Lewis Avenue, because what about aesthetically? Do you have any renderings? Are you going to dress up
We haven't gotten to the
that?
renderings yet just because we don't want to spend too much money on it without approvals, but we intend on opening up. So where you see the pumps on the drawings directly parallel to it, there'll be a new door with glass windows opening it up. There's already glass in the front. It'll be well lit, LEDs all around.
Okay.
So yeah, no, we're planning on making it super nice actually.
Okay. Well, and I figured you would probably be in part of the DDA and things of that nature.
That's right, and we're also, we will be having a pizza place in there as well, Jindo Brothers Pizza.
Okay.
We're excited about that.
And are you thinking about a liquor license in there? Because usually gas stations
We've looked around. We haven't been able to acquire a liquor license, so right now it'll just be beer and wine.
Just beer and wine?
Yeah, which doesn't hurt we own the liquor store across the street, so I'm not too.
I didn't know if you were going to move all that over.
No, we're not thinking about moving that over. No,
Okay.
We're making it strictly like a convenience store. I feel like the area needs it, and where do you pump gas right now? It's just Kroger, and it's very congested in there. It's hard to pull out. So with the easements being secured, and we also do have access onto Stearns Road as well, so you can go north and get onto Stearns Well
Correct.
from the back of the property as well. And then now that you can go around the building and exit through Secor, I mean, I feel like we opened it right up.
Correct.
You have 4 points of egress, according to the drawing?
Is it 4 or 3? Oh, you mean when you get out on
Toward the
Stearns Road, I
rear,
guess?
but then
Yes.
counting Secor, right?
Yes, yes.
Will that even be ingress, or will it be strictly egress? How are you thinking about that?
I think it's all ingress egress, right? I mean, if people want to pull in from the Tractor Supply, you know, there's a driveway to get to Tractor Supply. They can now make a left to get in, or they can go around the building and kind of get around through the east side of the building.
I see this minimizing the congestion at the main intersection. People won't go to the Kroger, they'll come here and then maybe go back south.
Yeah, and I mean, Kroger doesn't have a real convenience store either. I mean, you know what I mean? So I feel like there is a need for that in the area. People that just want to pick up something really quick, snack something, propane, charcoal, whatever you need that you know, that you don't want to have to go inside Kroger for.
With the easement, and maybe this is a question for Marty, or maybe you know, could Tractor Supply revoke that? Did you get a 10-year agreement? I mean,
We have a 10-year agreement, yeah.
10-year,
Yeah.
okay. And then it'll reevaluate in 10 years.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Tractor Supply had no problem with it. And the people that own the land right now, it's like a 1031 exchange company. They're constantly rotating properties, and that's why it was so hard to get a hold of them. They literally, if you buy a property, you have capital gains on it, you call them up and say, you know, I made $500,000 in capital gains. They'll put you into a property that you don't have to pay capital gains on until you're ready to move that money somewhere else. So, you know, they employ over 900 people, and they're all over the country. So it was a lot of persistence to get that easement. Let's put that lightly.
I think for the purposes of this meeting, there's plenty of parking spots for your type of operation. And you've got a lot of boxes to check mark going forward. So I wouldn't hold this up.
I thought so, especially when I went to Kroger today and didn't see one parking spot there. So I was like, you know.
There really isn't a defined parking spot.
No, there isn't one, like, you know, yellow drawn out parking spot there. People just park wherever they want.
No convenience store there, is there?
There's a
There's a
store.
convenience, about 2,500 square feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So based on these rules, you know, they should have had like 20 parking spots there.
Real question maybe for Marty, something like this, do we have to come up with practical difficulties, or?
That is the legal basis for granting an easement.
Okay,
Granting a variance.
Variance, I'm sorry.
okay.
Well, it's limited space available.
I was looking at the drawing and thinking of those words. I couldn't beat me to it, so.
Yeah, we've used every inch of space that we could, and that pond is going to be expensive, but we needed that additional parking. So that retention pond, you know, we had to get rid of that, and that's really how we secured most of the parking spots.
All right, I got it down.
There's a gas station on Telegraph just
I'm
south.
sorry, Mr. Potter, could you speak more to your mic so we can all
Oh,
hear you?
I thought I did, sorry. There's a gas station on Telegraph Road just south of Alexis Road, which has, I don't know what the brand or what the company name is.
Telegraph and what, Alexis?
Telegraph south of Alexis, east side of the road. Anyway.
Are you thinking of
they
BP
have
on
pumps.
Lewis?
Was it in the township?
There's nothing on Telegraph.
No, not in the township. I'm in Ohio. I'm south of.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
It has a similar pump arrangement. Maybe your pumps are further apart than theirs, but it's a pain to get in and out of. I mean,
No, they will be, no, we left,
You're holding the mic and I can't hear you moving your hands. I'm sorry, I'm trying to listen to you and take notes because I'm running the meeting and
You're about to get yelled at.
I know, and George is going to yell too.
Yeah.
I can't hear you. Is your mic on?
Is it on?
Yeah, it's on.
Okay. Just try to talk down into it so we can hear you because I can't hear you.
Can't hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. Why didn't I have it there in the beginning?
so
Anyway,
when I spoke to my architect, we did discuss that. So if there are two cars parked, we left enough room to where a car can still get in between them. So that way
plenty of room
we're
to
not
move
holding
in
it
and
up,
out.
yes. Yes.
turn and stuff like that. That was my one of my concerns when I saw that, and my mind flashed to this other gas station where it's really, I mean, if there's a car going either way, a car on two opposing pumps, then it's
No, you're preaching to the
we're
choir.
really close to each other.
Because I don't like pulling into gas stations that are hard to pull in and out of. If we were going to have congestion issues here, we probably wouldn't have done it just because we would lose business off of it. So we actually started with original 5 pumps, and they were closer together. And then we decided just because of that reason right there that we're going to bring them down to 4 and increase the space in between the pumps so that you won't, like, if there's 2 cars there, you can still get by.
And those comments that you're making regarding the detention, the space in between the pumps, all of that will have to be shown when he comes for site plan to show that it meets the requirements of the ordinance for parking spaces, drivability, the underground tanks. Because of those parking spaces, if the underground detention area, those parking spaces will be calculated with this variance. And if that is not feasible moving forward with site plan, then the process, he'd have to come back and ask for additional parking space variance. But those comments will be addressed through the site plan approval process as well.
Judy, could I ask you a question? If they reduce the usables, like we haven't, we're just going off the complete building. Like we won't be using all that space either. Like
We would need to know the calculation to be able to grant the variance. So if they granted the variance and then there's no way to calculate into the usable floor space until you design the inside of the structure.
Yeah, and that's why we didn't come up with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this board takes each variance case by case, but we had another situation similar to this with the Dollar General over on Lewis Avenue. They know their business model. They knew they didn't need as many parking spaces as we required, and we actually gave them a variance of probably not 60, but probably like 30, because they knew they didn't need them. Based on the history of Dollar Generals and where it's located and all their math and science, however they figured it out. So.
And just for clarification on that, on the Dollar General, though, the variance was granted. However, they were required to have parking area should the use ever change and parking be required. They would have to put additional parking in.
Because if this use ever changed, similar, if it reverts back to a convenience store or something like that, they would have to.
Which if it did revert back, we could easily fill in those parking spots. Because the pumps were the main issue. That's where all the majority of the parking was in the old Rite Aid. So if those pumps were ever gone, we could throw 50 spots there.
Is it appropriate to ask if that's really a good spot for a gas station? I don't know.
You can ask.
You can ask any questions you want.
My response would be, I hope so.
Okay.
Yeah. But I don't know. There's only one way to find out.
All I know is the responses that I got back from the public talking to them, a lot were great. We need it. I did have a couple saying, they weren't, thrilled about it. But again, it was already a business once. We already had a lot of traffic in and out of there when the Rite Aid was there and whatnot. I don't see much an issue with a gas station going right there.
It's built up pretty well over there now, so I don't think it'll make much of a difference. My main concern was the congestion with the traffic, but now that you had spoken about Tractor Supply allowing that to happen.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Without the easements, it would have been much tougher. It would have still been doable, but I don't even know if we would have wanted to do it with the congestion. So.
Comment, Mr. Chairman?
Sorry? Yes.
I guess my observation would be that you're here tonight to consider their request for a parking variance. You're not really looking at the site plan. The Planning Commission will do that. Special Land Use Planning Commission will do that. So try and focus on the parking variance, and your deliberations are also focused on what they have drawn here for a preliminary plan in the layout. And it's really a convenience store is not going away. They're just adding pumps to it. So there'll be a convenience store and pumps. So that's what you're looking for parking for. And so if you're inclined to grant the variance, it should be based upon this particular use, because if a use changes, then it's going to require different parking criteria. Also, your variance should be subject to the Drain Commission approval, and they're already working with the Drain Commission, Road Commission approval, site plan approval, and special land use approval.
Okay, so that's what you were alluding to, Jody, is that the question of yea or nay on another gas
Any
station
motion?
is already going to be addressed during the Planning Commission meeting. And
Gas station is permitted in a C3 with special land use approval, which is a process. For them to be able to design the site and know they can't meet the parking requirements, this is the first step for them, so they can decide if this board is going to say the provided parking meets the requirements for the intended use. Once the determination is made tonight, then they can continue to work on their site plan, designing it. I believe I provided the previous layout showing, you can see that where the ingress egress is, the applicant is providing, he wants to move that to the north, so the road commission will have to be the one. So once it goes through the site plan process and they submit that process, that will be determined by the planning commission for the site plan approval and the special approval. This board will only make a determination on the parking requirements.
okay, all right, thank you both.
One last thing, and I just noticed this, and again, this is probably going to go back to you guys. I know from previous with Rite Aid, I see where the handicap spots are, and there was handicaps on the other side, where on the other side of the building. Will there be enough? I don't know what the statute is or for ADA with handicap spots. Will there be adequate handicap spots, or will we lose some because of granting this? Is that something we can look at, Marty, or no? Or just, is that something for later?
I don't have that information, but I don't know if this plan might be sent out for a commercial plan review to an architect that would check the codes, the requirements for that.
Our township engineer will look at the site, and the
Okay.
building code is the one that says how many spaces need to be accessible.
Okay.
So a percentage of total spaces
Okay.
are required to be accessible.
Okay.
And that's a good question for the board to take into consideration of granting or looking to make a determination on the parking, because the barrier-free parking would only be available to those of barrier-free. And so if you're looking at the overall usable floor space of the number of parking, I'm not sure what the requirements are of the number of barrier-free parking. I think they show 3 on here, so of the 32, that would be 3 barrier-free accessibility.
I was just trying to figure out if, I guess
Make
that's,
it 29 parking spaces then of the,
well, and that's, again, the handicap stuff, that's for later down the road and
Planning commission.
whatnot.
for the site plan.
Yeah,
Mhm.
okay.
Yes, because once site plan, then they would submit construction drawings moving through the building department to change the interior of the structure as well.
I can make a motion unless somebody else has got one ready.
Are there any other comments, questions?
I have no other comments.
Okay,
Okay.
sure.
So I'll go ahead and make the motion that we approve the variance requested to JBC Corp. LLC, 6534 Pembridge Hill, West Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, for the property located at 7358 Secor Road, Lambertville, Michigan, 48144, the vacant Rite Aid building, parcel number 5802-032-05530. We approve the variance of 60 parking spaces for a change of use to a gas station subject to site plan and special use approval in a C3 general commercial zoning district per section 400.1904 off-street parking requirements. Also pursuant to Drain Commission and Road Commission and Site Plan and Special Use, if I stated, and citing a practical difficulty, first and foremost, looking at the limited space needed to put in the gas pumps and the fact that they will have more parking spaces available than all the other gas stations combined within the township.
I'll support.
Okay, so we have a motion and a support. Any discussion? Yes.
I'm not sure if you mentioned it. Would you consider this variance for this proposed use as shown on their preliminary plan?
Yes, I would accept that.
I'll support that.
Thank you, Marty. Okay, I guess we're ready for roll call vote.
Mr. Gore?
Aye.
Mr. Mahoney?
Aye.
Ms. Barth?
Aye.
Mr. Potter?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Have a good night.
Thank you very much for your consideration, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is public comment. Seeing none, board and staff comments. Jody,
Which way you want to start?
start with you.
Okay. We had a few inquiries for the next meeting. The deadline is not until the 18th. And then the meeting, keep in mind, will be the second Monday of September due to the holiday. Also, on tomorrow night's township board meeting, I did send out an email. Unfortunately, Mr. Bassinger had to resign from the board. And at tomorrow's township board meeting, the board is looking, the supervisor is presenting Ms. Barth to become a member and Mr. Dan Walters as an alternate. So moving forward, hopefully we will continue to have a full board. Thank you, everyone, for your discussion. I have nothing further.
Nothing for me, thanks.
I have nothing.
I have nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing?
I'm good.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Next item is adjournment.
Motion.
Okay, I'll second that.
We're out of here.
Okay, thank you, everyone.